Good evening, everybody. October 20th, 2021. I am going to go over Bitcoin here. I'm just going to go over the first scenario that I have been talking about here, which is the one in which we are in this ending diagonal here of the first wave up. We have a couple different scenarios in here simply because of how far this is extended. And so it's a little unclear how it's going to play out from here. But I've talked about the other two scenarios in the last couple of videos. So I'm just going to go over that first scenario here, which is following this channel upwards, basically. So within that, we have now reached what could very well be the end here. I mean, that might have just been the top of this. Already. I mean, typically you'd see it get all the way to the top of this channel, but it doesn't necessarily need to. So it is possible. We have within this right here something of A, B, and C up, within this, right? The other possibility is that what we're doing right now is the B wave within 5 here. And what that would mean is that here's our A, here's our B, or potentially if it comes down a little bit lower, like let's say it comes down all the way and touches this trend line again, there's A and B, then we would look up a little bit higher for C, somewhere in this region here, really anywhere in this region. Which could very well coincide with the larger 1.0 extension, 72. So we've got the 1.0 on the larger time frame of 72, and we've got the 1.0 of this A and B right there at 72 as well. So if that is topping out in 5 of 5, it may very well do it right there at around 72. As it approaches the top of this trend line and those 1.0 extensions, that is kind of danger zone for this to be over. Now, like I've explained in the other scenarios, that poses some issues. First wave usually does not extend that high. It really should have stopped here around the 618. So we've got the other scenarios which I've talked about. So anyway, if we do top out in scenario 1 here, and this is a very, very extended first wave, then I will have to draw a fib. Once we actually find a top, I'll draw a fib from the bottom here up to the top, and we'll look for some confluence. So let's just do that real quick here. Bottom is right there, and top, let's just say it goes to that 72 level. Okay, so then our green fibs, we would be looking for right around this 382, so 57K would make sense for a second wave down then, if this is an extended first, which again, it is not necessarily a second or a extended first wave. But we could see potentially a move down off of that 72,000 high. If we hit it, we could see a move down, potentially down anywhere between 49K and 57K, because that's sort of the 618 to 382 region that a wave 2 normally goes to. So I'm counting this as my primary only because it's been following this channel really, really well. And I have this micro setup in here that's been following along pretty well. So that's why it's my primary, but like I said, the other scenarios are certainly possible, but we might have first wave very extended and then a second wave down into this box before we move up higher from there. And if in fact it is a very extended first wave, we are likely going to extend much, much higher the rest of this bull market. So this scenario that I'm tracking at this point is the most bullish scenario. If that proves incorrect, then we'll revise some of those things and look at different scenarios. But in this scenario, I mean, potentially 170,000 would be on the table if this most bullish scenario plays out, where this is an extended first wave. but I have talked about the potential issues with that as well. So so we'll go from there. All right. Try to keep it brief tonight, and we'll see what the overnight action brings and get back to you tomorrow. All right. Good night.